Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a meeting of the Lebanon Utility Service Board for Tuesday, February 13th, 2024. Let the record show that all members are present tonight, less Tim Hudson, and that there was a short working session prior and the meeting was properly noticed. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'd like to offer public comment at the beginning and end of each of our meetings. We'll go ahead and offer that now, and I don't see anyone from the public here tonight, so we will ask again toward the end. Our action item tonight is the utility reservation MOU for the Farmers Bank Fieldhouse. And our legal counsel, Jeff Jacob, is going to address this for us tonight.
Thank you, Board. This is as mentioned, this is a memorandum of understanding or an agreement that handles a pre-allocation of water and wastewater capacity for the Hickory Junction project. By way of background, the City Council reviewed this agreement last night and unanimously approved it, contingent upon Utility Board approval, and did allow for a couple of items that we discussed in the working session before, edits subject to the mayor and general manager's approval, which we'll get to later. The agreement, in essence, goes through and sets out that the Hickory Junction project was part of a TIF area that the city approved, and given the waning wastewater or water allocatable capacity, the city mayor felt it prudent to make sure that sufficient water was allocated for this project in order to make sure that it recouped its financial investment, and pointing out that it is a keystone part of the Hickory Junction development area. This pre-allocation agreement allows for sufficient water and wastewater to move the Hickory Junction project into its next phases. And this is not without precedent. This agreement should look familiar to you, as it was utilized for the with an agreement with IEDC to induce the first user to come into the LEAP project, which was Eli Lilly. I would like to point out that the Hickory Junction project has previously paid for 276 water EDUs and 254 wastewater EDUs. This is an additional request of 95 EDUs and 154 EDUs of water and wastewater respectively. I'm happy to answer any questions. There was some discussion amongst the board that if the City Council's motion permitted, that item 8A would be modified to allow for an initial payment of $218,500 to be paid at 180 days and $218,500 to be paid at 365 days for the water EDUs. So in essence, the intention of the board would be to amend that language to allow for 50% to be paid within 180 days and the remainder to be paid at 365 days, with the direction to council to let the developer know that further extensions would not be warmly received by the utility board. With that amendment, I would be happy to answer any questions.
I wanted to mention that we had a very detailed discussion of this that started about 5 o'clock before we went in here, for the people watching on TV. That
Questions, comments on this MOU?
So the way 8A is written now, it'd be 100% of the 437 at 180, and we would be extending that 100% to 365 days, and half of that at 180. I heard that correct, right?
I'm not sure that I heard you correctly, but 8A, if we're talking about that, 50% would be paid in 6 months, and the remainder would be paid at 12 months. The wastewater is 12 months, 8B.
Any other comments, discussion, questions before we entertain a motion? If not, I will do so now.
How do you want this motion worded?
I would perhaps offer that the board move to approve the Hickory Junction Water Supply and Wastewater Capacity Pre-Allocation Reservation Agreement
As presented?
as presented with the caveat or with the amendment to item 8A that at 180 days, $218,500 be paid, and at day 365, $218,500 be paid, for the total of $437,000 for the 95 EDUs. And that would be subject to the mayor and general manager's approval, presuming that the city council's motion last night granted such authority. Otherwise, the document would proceed as drafted.
Have you negotiated this change in 8A with the mayor?
The mayor has indicated he would be in favor of that.
Did he request the change?
He approached me at the city council meeting last night and indicated that he would be in favor of that change.
Thank you.
Anything else? Discussion? Bill is,
I'll move to approve the memorandum of understanding for Hickory Junction Water Supply and Wastewater Capacity Pre-Allocation Reservation Agreement as presented with the amendment of 8A, 180 days, payment of $218,500, 365 days, payment of $218,500, with a total of $437,000 for 95 EDUs, subject to the mayor and general manager, and the rest of the document would be as presented as well.
Second.
Best I can do.
good job. All right, we have a motion by Bill, second by Ann, to approve the memorandum of understanding for the Hickory Junction Water Supply and Wastewater Capacity Pre-Allocation Reservation Agreement as read here multiple times. Any other discussion, comments, questions before we vote? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Anyone else have any other business tonight? Offer public comment again. I don't see anyone from the public. And with that, we will be meeting on the 21st of February, 5 p.m. for our next meeting. And I would entertain a motion to adjourn if there's nothing further.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Bill, second by Ann to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Thank you, everyone.